Welcome guys to this new devlog style series. This is going to be a long-term series which is going to run alongside all of my other tutorials and videos. The idea behind this is for me to share the development of this game I've been wanting to make for a long time now. I've started and stopped making this game a lot in the past, mainly due to time. I just ran out of time and couldn't work on it, or I just lost the motivation. But the idea is always kind of stuck with me for an open world Sky Island survival RPG game with puzzle elements, a little bit of everything, as well as a procedurally generated world. So I'm going to be using marching cubes for the world generation, and everything else is going to be made completely by me on my own. All the models, animations, everything is going to be done by me using Unity, Blender, and a lot of these other general game development softwares. So if you're interested in the process of how games are made and anything, stay tuned, because this series I think is going to give you a really good insight into the development process I take into making games, and as well as the time and the effort that goes into making games, whether it be indie games or not. So I hope you guys enjoy the videos, the series in general. This game will be released eventually. I don't have any time frame or anything in plan yet. I also don't have a name for the game yet, so if you have any ideas, chuck them in the comments and we'll see how it goes. I have recorded the first episode. There was a few mic issues that went on and I just didn't like the video in general, so I'm not sharing that one. Instead, we're going to start straight from the second video. The first episode was just modifying the character a little bit in Blender. Anyway, I've now since put that character into Unity, set up Cinemachine cameras, and set up the animations. Today we get into coding the actual character controller. So enjoy the video guys, and peace. Welcome everyone to the devlog. In the last video, we got the player model ready, brought it into Unity. There was a lot of issues in between then and now. I have fixed up all the issues with the model. I have created some nice animations as well. I've also set up Cinemachine. That took a little bit of effort, but it worked. So that's the idle animation. It's going to be slower. I've set all this up in the animator as well. There you go. So in our animator, we've connected everything. All our states are ready. So that is good as well. I think today what I'll do is probably set up the script for my dude to run. Cinemachine is set up to follow and also orbit around the player. You'll see that action later. But I'm not quite sure yet if I want to use a rigid body controller or a character controller. I have used both in the past. I think for the purposes of wanting to modify a lot of stuff manually, I think for this character to make it play really well, I might use a character controller, as it also allows me to go up slopes and steps and stuff. I can, and I have in the past done like auto jump and stuff above steps manually. It's not too hard. You'll see in my 2D sandbox series as well, we did it then. But I think not exactly quite sure to be 100% on which one I want to use. One of the big things that's going to be part of this game is going to be the ability to climb, as well as fly, if in a way, and you'll see what I mean by fly later on. I don't want to reveal too much just yet, because even I'm not quite sure how I want to set that all up. Let's start off by adding a new script. I'm just going to call this player controller. Alright, that's fine there. I will open this up in Visual Studio as well, just so we get that ready to be edited. So it just highly depends on now how I want to set up the character's components, whether I want to use rigid body or a character controller or whatnot. One thing we can do is test both, and then stick with whichever we want. The thing with the rigid body is I can set the velocity directly if I wanted to. That's not too hard to set up all the physics and whatnot. It doesn't give me the maximum flexibility. I am quite limited with the physics in that case, whereas in this, with the character control, I can make my own and then turn off gravity, etc. whenever I want, depending on if it's climbing or not. So you know what, I think character control is probably going to be our best bet in this case. Let's adjust some of the settings of this controller. now we can actually put this all up. So player controller does stuff. We need a few variables, I think. One of them is being gravity force and the move speeds. So we'll have a public float move speed and a public, actually these will be private, and I'll just make these serialized. Tools, do the same. That's field private float gravity force. Now I should probably do that in void fixed update. So we'll need a start method. And here I want a private character controller. Character controller. I like to split my visible variables and my non-visible variables up in here. It's just, you know, I find easier to work around. And realistically, you should be adding comments next to these, saying like this is the player moves. Except I don't really do this unless I am writing code for someone. So yeah, that's just common coding practice, I guess, for everyone getting started. So I'm going to say character controller equal to get component character controller. That's not controller. There we go. So now we have our character controller set up. That way I can say character controller if not character controller dot is grounded. If it's not grounded, then I want to obviously apply gravity. Otherwise, he is grounded, so in that case, I just want to apply a tiny bit of gravity, I think it was. There was something dodgy with the character controller, but you had to apply some gravity even when he's grounded. Okay, so my dude, as you can see, is what's going on? Okay, he's in his jumping animation. That's fine. I lift him up, and I lift him up. Let's disable this and lift him up into the air. Okay, he drops straight down. Is that because of this? Wait, no, that does make sense. I should say minus gravity force times time dot delta time. So it should only negate a little bit per second, in theory. So I think 0.1 should actually be more than enough, but I don't actually know. I'm gonna test this. Still can't lift them up. Let me disable this. Okay, so as you can see now he falls. Okay, so as you can see, in the velocity, it's changing because it's going on and off the ground, which is why we have to have the -1 here. if jump input is greater than 0, which means he's pressed the spacebar. And we'll also have to, and character controller dot is grounded, so he's on the ground, he's pressed jump, then velocity dot y equal to jump force. Okay, and I think that will mean that he can jump. I don't know how high or anything. I also don't know about the input axis. In fact, we could probably check that real quick before we test. Edit project setting. Manager, jump is literally called jump. Okay, he is definitely jumping too high. He jumps literally out this world. Holy, oh my god. 0.5. That's way too high still. That's too low. That's kind of nice. I kind of like that. I might do 0.15. Jumping is not going to be too big of a part of the game, but it's mainly just for fall a bit too fast. Right? You can see he also goes nice into his jumping animation. I actually like that. That's nice. That's really good. Alright, and then in the next episode, I'm actually going to make him move. But that's enough for today. I've been at this for way too long. It's been a while. I had lots of issues back and forth. But yeah, good progress, I'd say. At least in some progress. I will catch you guys in the next video. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I plan to do a lot more like this as I continue developing the game, and I think this starting phase is probably not the most interesting phase. Just as we're setting a lot of stuff up, I understand probably a lot more people will be interested later on in the series when we're actually setting up, you know, the flying mechanics, the climbing mechanics, maybe the combat. I'm really looking forward to that because I have some great ideas for that. And then also the world generation, because this is going to be procedurally generated entirely, the entire world, with structures as well. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. But I think this is going to be quite a long-term project. I say long-term, I want to give this about a year and then determine from there, based on the comments and stuff on these videos, if you guys like this sort of idea, then I'll see what happens with the future of the project. But yeah, a lot of this is just testing at the moment. I'm going to see where it goes. If it doesn't go anywhere, then it doesn't go anywhere. But yeah. That's it from me. Thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you guys in the next video, whether that's a devlog or whatever I choose to do next. I will see you guys then. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys, and peace.